Hello and welcome to sunny Portugal, or more specifically the Estoril Circuit, where I am going to try out what is possibly the most anticipated super sports car of the year, the Lamborghini Temerario. Now, the Temerario isn't just a Huracan replacement, it marks a new chapter for Lamborghini, because out goes that iconic naturally aspirated V10 and in comes a twin turbo V8 along with hybrid power. Let's first talk about the wild new powertrain that is at the very heart of the Temerario. It's the fusion of a 4-litre twin-turbo V8 with not one but 3 electric motors. 2 drive the front axle for torque vectoring, while the third sits snugly between the engine and the new 8-speed dual-clutch transmission, filling torque gaps and sharpening throttle response. The engine alone produces 800 horsepower, and along with the motors, the Temerario produces 920 horses. But the real headline figure is that it can rev to a magical 10,000 RPM, the highest on any turbocharged production car. Whoa, 10,000 RPM! This is mad! Like with most hybrids, the Temerario can run like a pure EV for around 10 kilometers in cheetah mode, drawing power from a 3.7 kilowatt-hour battery that sits in the central tunnel. But honestly, this car isn't about saving the planet, it's more about detonating it. And to handle all that power, the Temerario gets a new aluminium chassis with torsional rigidity up by over 20%. The result, a chassis that feels razor sharp, rock solid, and ready to handle the insane powertrain it supports. So that's a lot of tech inside the car, but what has it done to the character? Don't forget, the Temerario has very big shoes to fill, because the Huracan was Lamborghini's most successful sports car. Now with the Temerario, the brand wants to take it another step further. This car not only has more power, it's bigger, and it's a lot more expensive as well. Now the key question is, with all this tech, with this hybrid power, with a turbo V8, how does it compare to the Huracan, or can you compare it to the Huracan at all? And that's what we're going to find out after a couple of hot laps at Estoril. Okay, so I'm out on Estoril, and first impressions are the power and performance. It is simply mind-boggling. This is an incredibly quick car, 920 horsepower, and you can feel every one of them. And power is just relentless. It just never gives up. Whoa, 10,000 RPM! This is mad. It's just unbelievable the way this engine flies to 10,000 RPM. It's just unheard of for a turbo engine. And there's just an effortless way in which all this power, all these revs are delivered. Really, it's to be honest, a little devoid of the drama, but the speed makes up for everything. Oh my God, this is seriously quick. This twin turbo V8 packs an incredible punch, but I have to say, the sound doesn't quite have the drama of the Huracan's V10. And it sounds different, a little bit more of a slightly low pitch raw, But more than the performance, it's really the incredible handling. The torque vectoring is just simply amazing. It gives this car a very neutral, a very predictable kind of driving feel. It is so well balanced that honestly, it even flatters a novice driver. And really, it's the mix of immense power, phenomenal grip, and just brilliant chassis balance thanks to that torque vectoring, which makes it an insane track weapon.
There are a total of 13 drive modes for you to play with. But on the track, it's the combination of Corsa mode on the Anima and performance mode on the hybrid toggle that is best for max attack.
Oh, you can even flick it sideways. Because right now I'm in Corsa mode.
You even get drift mode and you can select 3 distinct levels of controlled oversteer. From a subtle slip that flatters your inputs in level 1 all the way up to a truly leery driver-initiated slide in level 3. It's a remarkable display of technological wizardry, making you feel like a genuine hero. The Temerario is a masterclass in balance and dances through corners eager to play. It's always planted, so precise and neutral, though on some of the high-speed bends you might just feel a hint of understeer.
Even the brakes are just incredible. Those massive 10-pot calipers really doing their job.
But the real question remains, how will all this precision and power translate to the unpredictable nature of Indian roads? Yes, the suspension has a lift system as standard, but the test on our roads is yet to come.
Oh, that was an amazing couple of laps. And really now down on the cool down lap, I mean, just to sum up this car, it's just astonishing what it can do. It's really groundbreaking in its technology, and that just shows in the way you can push this round a track. Even a novice or amateur driver can do that. It's really this combination of mind-blowing power, 0 to 100 in 2.7 seconds, a top speed of over 340 k's. But it's just not the numbers, it's the way the power is put down. There's no turbo lag. The electric motors with their instant torque fill any gaps, and it's just the overall ease with which you can punt this round a track, because the balance is phenomenal. Now those electric motors up front, yes, they do add more power, but their primary role is torque vectoring, and basically what that does is give it a very predictable, linear and easy to drive character at the limit.
Compared to the Huracan, this is less of a white knuckle ride, and I have to say the Temerario doesn't have the same soul or analog character.
This is the future of Lamborghini. This is what it's about. Astonishing pace in a way that is so accessible and effortless.
And accessible is also what the cabin is. So let's dive in and take a look.
Well, getting in and out of the Temerario a lot easier than what the Huracan was, and the first impression is that it is much more spacious, much more comfortable, and comfort and practicality is one thing Lamborghini have put into this car, because that's the feedback they wanted from customers, which incidentally, according to Lamborghini, 1 out of 3 Lamborghini sports car customers drive their cars every day. Now that is quite an incredible statistic. So to make this as a daily driver, first you've got the seats, a lot more comfortable, and you even get the option, or you will get the option of ventilated seats as well. A lot more storage space, as you can see, and clearly again a typical Lamborghini layout, which we've seen in the new generation Lambos. I mean, even the Revuelto has it. All instruments are digital, digital IP. You've got the small screen over here, and of course a screen for the passenger. And of course, mobile phones have to be given their importance, and you've got a nice tray over here, USB-C ports, and overall a very practical cabin.
You also get cup holders for the first time, but unfortunately there are no door pockets, which would have been quite useful.
And one more thing what Lamborghini has done in the Temerario has enhanced the sound system, because that's also the feedback customers gave Lamborghini. Now you'd imagine that all you'd want to hear is the engine, but clearly if you're going to be using this as a daily driver in traffic, you do want a fantastic music system, and that's what Lamborghini have given.
And lastly, let's have a look at the design and styling, which may be a bit contentious because some of the design elements of the Temerario aren't quite true blue Lamborghini.
The design is a departure from previous Lamborghinis. Now you've still got certain Lamborghini elements like the hexagonal lights over here in the front and at the back, and you've got the typical swoop on the side of a Lamborghini. But I think what has changed really are the lights over here. You no longer have that angry look which really identified Lamborghinis. This looks a little bit more generic, but I think the design philosophy is going to be hexagons for the Temerario and the Y-shaped or Ypsilon DRLs for the Revuelto. So really brand distinction being made there with the lights. But let's have a look at some of the other design details.
The hexagonal element can be seen in the exhaust too, which sits high up above the number plate. What's also unmistakably Lambo is the curving roofline, which flows seamlessly into the muscular rear. The haunches, the air ducts are all Lambo, but amidst all that Lamborghini theatre, there's a subtle shift in the Temerario styling, which has become a touch more generic. It's lost some of the outrageous, unique brutality we've come to expect from Sant'Agata. No doubt it's still a car designed to shock and awe, but in a slightly more refined way. What will shock Lambo buyers here is the price. At rupees 6 crore, the Temerario is not just 50% pricier than the outgoing Huracan, it's also over 10% more than the Ferrari 296. And that gap is wider here than in most global markets. Yes, it's Lamborghini's most advanced car yet, and on spec and performance is superior to the 296. But in India, this cutting-edge brilliance of the Temerario comes at an elevated cost.